Hello and welcome to Yoga Natyam. This is Yoga for Santosha. Begin in a seated position with legs crossed, palms open inside the knees and eyes closed. Find your breath here. Santosha in Sanskrit translates to contentment in English. It speaks to our ability to be at peace, both when we are sailing smoothly and when seas are rough. Here, inhale to draw in happiness and satisfaction, and exhale to let out anything that is holding your contentment back. Take 2 more breaths here to cultivate the feeling that you are sitting up rather than sitting down. And as you take your next exhale, slowly float your eyes open, let in some light. We'll begin with a pranayama practice, Nadi Shodhana. This is alternate nostril breathing. Bring your right hand up and tuck your index and middle fingers down into the palm of your hand. Take an inhale here through both sides of the nose. At the top of your inhale, use your thumb to clamp down the right nostril. Exhale through the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril slowly. And use your ring finger to clamp down the left nostril. Exhale through the right side. Inhale through the right side. Switch so the thumb clamps down the right nostril. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left side. And with the ring finger, clamp down the left nostril. Exhale through the right side. Continue alternating in this way 3 or 4 more cycles. Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing, is a pranayama technique for balancing the flow of oxygen to the 2 hemispheres of the brain. Consider it a reset button for your brain. Finish the next time you draw an in-breath through the right nostril. At the top of that inhale, release your hand down to your lap and exhale through both nostrils. Experience the openness of breathing through the full nose. Exhale completely here, and on your next inhale, take a wide breath to reach through the arms. Bring the palms together overhead, drag hands down the midline, and connect to your mat. Walk the hands forward to stretch into the hips, the low back, and the middle back. Breathe here, still reaping the benefits of your Nadi Shodhana practice. And one more breath. As you exhale, walk your hands back up towards your lap, and let's balance the hips. Send the front leg to the back and bring the back leg out to the front. You're also welcome to extend the legs straight forward if a crossed leg position doesn't feel good for your joints. Palms open again inside the knees. Close your eyes and breathe here, sitting up rather than sitting down. With each exhale, establish a habit of toning your belly button up and in. Leave the shoulder blades hanging down the back and experience the lightness of the head as it floats up off the shoulder girdle. One more breath here. As you exhale, slowly float your eyes open and see everything in front of you at once. On an inhale, turn your gaze over your right shoulder. As the nose points right, feel the back of the head opening to your left. Breathe into this stretch for your neck. And then as you exhale, bring your gaze back towards the center. Inhale, take the nose towards your left shoulder. Feel the back of the head open to your right. And as you take your next exhale, bring the nose back to center, chin in line with the center of the chest. On an inhale, reach wide through the arms. Take a big breath overhead, the palms collect. Exhale, drag hands down the midline. Connect into the mat and walk forward. Spread your fingers wide and practice energizing down into your fingertips. Strive to lengthen the round out of the spine here by tipping the pelvis forward into the lap. Even here, continue drawing your navel up to your spine. Gentle tone from the abdominals. One more breath. And as you take your next exhale, walk your hands back towards your lap. Bring your knees together and send your legs around the backside to set up for tabletop position. The hands are shoulder width apart. Stack shoulders over wrists. And the knees are hip width apart. Stack hips over knees. Take an inhale here with the spine parallel to the floor and slowly begin drawing circles with your chin in a clockwise direction. Allow the neck to glide as the head turns. And link breath with this circular movement. When the chin reaches to the front of your mat, inhale. And when the chin is closest into the chest, exhale. Take 3 circles in this clockwise direction. And then as you inhale next at the front of the mat, reverse. Exhale, the chin circles counterclockwise. Inhale to reach forward on the mat again. And inhale to finish your last circle with chin forward. Exhale, bring the chin back to neutral, the back of the neck as long as the throat. And reach your right leg out to your right side to prepare for Parigasana, gate pose. Here, turn the leg out at the hip joint so the knee and toes point up. Keep the left hand firmly rooted into the ground, and on an inhale, twist the spine, turn the ribcage, and reach up through your right fingertips. Leave the shoulders down the back, reaching for the hips. Hug your belly button up and in. And on your next inhale, as if moving up from your right fingertips, levitate off the floor and square your shoulders forward, arms to your sides. Flip the left palm up and reach the right arm down for the right leg. Open space between your left ribs. If it's comfortable on your neck, roll your left shoulder back and see the ceiling. One more breath here. And as you exhale, come out of gate pose by reaching arms to the side. Bring your arms behind your back and interlace your fingers behind your sacrum. The right knee comes to join the left knee on the mat for a kneeling position. Roll the shoulders to the back of the body, squeeze shoulder blades together, and reach your knuckles for the earth. Open your chest up to the sky. One breath here. And as you exhale, seat your hips back towards your heels and slide your hands forward on the mat for child's pose. pose. Exhale completely. On your next inhale, stack your shoulders forward over wrists, again into tabletop position. Extend your left leg out to your left side. Rotate the leg out at the hip joint so the knee and toes point up to the sky. Parigasana. Plant down through your right hand and reach up through your left hand. First, a starting twist. Feel the rib cage spinning around the axis of the spine. Look up at the left fingers if it feels comfortable on your neck. One more breath here. And on your next inhale, imagine being plucked up by those left fingertips. Levitate right off the mat. Spin to face the shoulders forward and to reach your arms out to your sides. Flip your right palm up and lay over the left leg, left hand to left thigh or shin. Parigasana gate pose. Roll the right shoulder back, see the ceiling under the arm. One more breath here. Exhale, come out of this gate pose by reaching arms to the side. Lower hands behind the back and bring the left knee into a kneeling position. Interlace your fingers, reach your knuckles towards the earth. Draw the shoulder blades together and open the heart to the sky. One breath here in this chest opener. Tailbone points down to the earth. And then as you exhale, seat your hips back onto your heels, bow forward and slide the arms forward on the mat for child's pose. I love the metaphor that is a part of gate pose. It's as if we've just walked through a gate into a new space. One more breath. And as you take your next inhale, gaze forward, float forward to turn the toes under, and send the hips up to the sky for Adho Mukha Svanasana, or downward facing dog. Like in tabletop position moments ago, circle your chin a few times in each direction. Allow this movement to release tension in the neck and upper back. At a time that feels right, be sure you change directions. And take one more breath here, settling heels to the mat. Allow the weight of your head to fall. And as you take your next inhale, gaze forward at your hands and walk to the front of your mat. Take as many steps as you require to get there. And set your feet up hip-width apart and parallel on your exhale. Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Bring your hands up behind the back of the head and interlace your fingers there. Allow your elbows to hang down by the ears so that the natural weight of the arms ushers the head off the neck. On an exhale, bend your knees and begin uncurling the spine up to standing. The weight of the hands at the back of the head may deepen the opening for your upper back and back of neck as you uncurl. As soon as you arrive at vertical, inhale, reach the palms up to the sky. Open the sides of the body, the underarms. And as you exhale, release the bind and bring the palms together at the heart. Close your eyes for a moment. Set up your mountain pose. Feet hip-width apart and parallel. The inner thighs are spiraling back to inwardly rotate the legs, while the tailbone drops down and the belly button draws up and in to balance with outward spiral. Take one more breath here. as you exhale, release your hands and open your eyes. Inhale, take a wide breath to begin a sun salutation. Exhale, turn the palms, swan dive forward into Uttanasana. Inhale, come up halfway with hands against the shins or back by the hips. Lengthen the round out of the low back. Exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees and step your right leg back for low lunge. Touch your right knee to the mat softly. And at the deepest point of your lunge, your left knee is stacked over left ankle. If need be, inchworm that left foot forward to lengthen your stride. On an inhale, reach wide through the arms to float the upper body up into the air. Interlace all of your fingers overhead except for your index fingers. Squeeze those upper arms in towards the ears as you rotate the shoulders to spiral the inner shoulder back. Breathe deeply here for 2 or 3 breaths. The belly button is in while the tailbone drives towards the front of the mat. 1 more breath. As you exhale, bow forward and step the left leg back for plank position, hands shoulder width apart on the mat. Inhale at the top of your plank, whether on toes or knees, and exhale lower to the bottom of plank. Squeeze elbows into your sides, chin to the mat before belly button. Release your hands down to your sides by your hips and inhale, take a locust pose. Shalambhasana. The shoulders meet on the back as the upper body floats up. The legs float up behind you, even the tops of the thighs. Exhale, release, and bring the hands to the sides of the rib cage again. Inhale, energize down through those arms to float through tabletop to downward facing dog. Breathe deeply here as the sits bones reach up to the sky. The shoulder blades turn on the back to allow the creases of the elbows to spin to face forward. 1 more breath here. And as you take your next inhale, gaze forward and walk again to the front of your mat, as many steps as it takes to get there. Exhale as you arrive with feet hip-width apart and parallel. And inhale, come up halfway. Ardha Uttanasana to lengthen the round out of the low spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, swan dive all the way up to standing. Reach wide through the arms. Bring the palms together and hands meet at heart level. Exhale, release hands all the way down. Inhale, take a new breath. Exhale, turn the hands, swan dive forward. Inhale, up halfway. Hands on shins or back by the hips as if downhill skiing. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees and step your left leg back for low lunge. At the back of your mat, gently touch your knee down. In your deepest lunge, the right knee stacks forward over the right ankle. If need be, lengthen your stride by inchworming that right foot forward. On your next inhale, reach the arms wide into a big breath to float up to vertical. At the top, interlace all of your fingers except your index fingers. Try lacing your fingers with the opposite finger on top than last time. Inhale to feel the upper arm bones hug in towards the ears. Spiral the shoulders so the inner shoulder reaches back and the outer shoulder comes sweeping forward. 1 more breath. And as you exhale, split the hands and bow forward. Step back for plank position. Inhale at the top of your plank on toes or knees, and exhale lower to the bottom of plank, chin to the mat before belly button. Release your hands down by your hips. Inhale for locust pose. Shoulder blades together on the mat and the tops of the thighs float up. Exhale, release, hands by the rib cage. Inhale, press back through table, strong arms. Turn those toes under, downward facing dog. Take one more breath here. And inhale, gaze forward. Take a walk to the front of your mat. Perhaps fewer steps to get there than last time. Exhale, feet hip width apart. Inhale, come up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, fold. Inhale, swan dive all the way up to standing. Connect your palms, exhale, hands to heart. Move the hands right on through for the next breath. Inhale, a wide reach to your sides. Exhale, turn the hands, swan dive forward. Inhale, come up halfway. As you exhale, bend your knees and step your right foot back, this time for crescent lunge. Stay on the ball of your right foot with the back leg straight. Firm down into that left leg, and on an inhale, reach wide through the arms, up into the sky. Interlace your fingers here again. Leave the index finger pointing up to the sky. Take one more breath. And spin the right foot down to the mat at 45 or 90 degrees and turn shoulders and hips to open into Warrior Two. Press the arms out to your sides. In this deep lunge, the left knee pulls open to the left pinky edge of the foot. One more breath here. Parsvottanasana. As you exhale, bring the left arm to the left thigh and hug the right arm up to the ear. Reach to the high corner of your room through those right fingertips. Plant down into the right pinky edge of your foot. As you spin the right ribs up, drop the tailbone down and hug the belly button up and in. Exhale completely here. And inhale, rise back to Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Straighten your front leg and pivot the left toes to face the long edge of your mat. Exhale into a wide leg forward bend. Hang at the bottom of this fold. Arms and head draping like ripe fruit. One more breath here. As you exhale, bring hands back to your hips. Squeeze your inner thighs and use the strength of your leg to rise back up. Reach your arms wide to your side and take a few twists in each direction, wrapping one arm to your front and one arm to your back. And as the back arm wraps around, allow a loose fist to tap your kidneys. Activate those kidneys. Easy twists. One more. And then inhale, reach wide through the arms once again. Pivot your left toes to face forward on the mat and cartwheel the hands down for plank position. Hands shoulder width apart as you step back, on toes or on knees. Exhale, lower through your plank all the way to the mat, chin to the floor before belly button. Locust pose, reach the hands back by the hips. Inhale, float up into a gentle arch. Exhale, release towards the earth. Hands by the rib cage. Inhale, press through tabletop, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward and walk to the front of your mat. Exhale, feet hip width apart. Inhale, come up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, long from head to tail. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, swan dive all the way up to standing. Exhale, bring the palms down to heart center. Release those hands through and start again. Inhale, a wide breath to reach overhead. Exhale, fly forward. Inhale, come up halfway. exhale, fold. Bend your knees and step your left leg back for a crescent lunge. Stay on the ball of your left foot with the heel pointing up to the sky. The back leg is straight. On an inhale, push down into the right leg and reach wide for crescent lunge. Interlace your fingers on top here. Again, leave the index fingers pointing to the sky. Hug those upper arm bones into the ears. One more breath, shoulders down the back, belly button up the front. And as you exhale, turn the left foot down so that the heel plants to the mat. Open your hips and shoulders to the left long edge of the mat and press the arms out for Warrior 2. Activate your right hip by drawing knee open to the pinky edge of your foot. And the gaze is steady and soft, forward over those right fingers. One more breath here to get tall and to drop that tailbone down. And then as you exhale, bring right elbow to right thigh, Parsvottanasana. Roll the left shoulder back and see the ceiling. The left palm will face the earth, overhead. One more breath here. Tailbone down towards left heel. Left shoulder stacks open and back on top of the right. On your next inhale, rise back up for Warrior 2. Feel the power and strength of this warrior. Inhale to straighten your right leg. Pivot the right toes to face the long edge of your mat and exhale, dive forward over wide legs. Allow the pelvis to turn over the thighs here, preserving length in the low back. Heavy arms and heavy head create extra weight to draw the rib cage up out of the hips. One more breath here. And as you exhale, bring your hands back to your hips. Anchor down through your legs and rise up to standing. Inhale, reach through your arms to your sides and start those easy twists once again. Allow the rib cage to turn. And as one arm wraps back, a soft fist taps the kidneys. One more breath here. And reach wide through your arms once again. Turn your right toes forward on the mat and cartwheel down to plank position. Hands shoulder width apart, step the right foot back. On toes or knees, take an inhale and exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. This time, Sphinx pose. Roll the shoulders to the back of your body and bring your elbows forward. Here, shoulders will stack over elbows. Push down into the elbows here and energetically drag your elbows back towards your hip bones. It's as if you are dragging the rib cage forward out of the hips. One more breath. As calmly as possible, press down into the right hand and straighten the right arm. Look over the right shoulder, perhaps all the way back to see the right foot. And then exhale, release that right elbow back down to the mat and straighten the left arm. Inhale, turn the shoulders, turn the neck, perhaps see the left foot at the back of the mat. One more breath. And exhale, lower the left elbow back down. Bring your hands back to the sides of your rib cage. Press down through arms to float the tailbone up and back, through table to downward facing dog. Breathe here. One more breath. And as you take your next exhale, gently touch your knees down to the mat for tabletop position. Hands are shoulder width apart and knees hip width apart. Inhale, reach the right arm forward off the mat. Open the rib cage into a big twist as you circle the right arm back. Exhale, graze the hand over the mat to reach forward again. Inhale into a big circle to the sky. Exhale, graze over the earth. And one more time. Inhale, take that big circle, and the rib cage turns to help. Exhale, the hand grazes forward, and inhale, stay with arm reaching forward. Reach the left leg back in the opposite direction. Notice the shift in your body as you transition to balancing on two limbs here. And then as you exhale, bring your right hand down to the floor. Cross your left leg as tightly behind your right thigh as possible. And then let your feet open out to the sides of the mat so you can sit your hips down between your heels. Gomukhasana, cow face pose. Here the right knee and left knee are stacked. On an inhale, reach up through the left hand, touch the space between the shoulder blades. Turn the right arm inward and wrap that arm around the back of your waist, or go for a full bind and hook fingertips. Take a breath here in this Gomukhasana, pointing the left elbow high into the sky. And take a 2-inch lean forward over your legs. Good. Release the top hand down to join the right arm behind the low back. Bow a little further forward. And exhale completely here. Inhale, rise on up. Reach your hands down to the mat in front of the knees and roll forward over the knees to return to tabletop position. If this transition isn't available, find your own creative way to return to table. And when you arrive on an inhale, reach the left arm forward. Begin a spiral to your left, opening the rib cage as you circle the arm back. Exhale, graze the hand over the mat and begin again. Inhale to reach forward and up. Exhale, back and down. One more big circle. Inhale. A mobile spine facilitates this action. Exhale, graze forward, and inhale, stay in your reach. Add the reach through the right leg behind you. The inner thigh is up with the outer hip down, long from left fingertips to right heel. As you exhale, bring the left hand down to the mat and tuck your right knee tightly behind the left thigh. Allow your feet to open out to the edges of the mat so you can sit hips down between your heels. Ultimately, both sits bones will be on the mat. Here, the left knee is stacked on top of the right knee. Take a big inhale to reach up through your right hand and touch down to the space between your scapula or shoulder blades. Rotate the left arm in and wrap the left arm behind your low back, or go for the full bind and latch fingers. Inhale to sit tall, to point that right elbow up to the sky. And as you exhale, turn the hips forward 2 inches to reach head and elbow forward on your own diagonal. One more breath here. Draw the navel in and check in with Santosha, your feeling of contentment, your feeling of peace within the work. On an exhale, release your hand down to join the left behind the low back. Bow a little further over the legs. Exhale completely. And inhale, rise back up. This time, open your legs wide to the sides. Heels will be off the mat. Flex your ankles and push through your heels. Inhale, reach wide through your arms. Take a twist to your right. Reach the right fingertips back on the mat and the left hand across to meet the right thigh. With each inhale, sit a little taller, perhaps turning the gaze past the right shoulder. Of course, if that creates strain, keep chin in line with chest. One more breath here. As you exhale, unwind without losing any length. Inhale, reach wide through the arms again. And exhale, twist to your left. Left fingers back and the right arm crosses to the left thigh. With each inhale, sit taller, creating space between your bottom ribs and the top of your hips. One breath. And as you exhale, unwind. Inhale again to reach arms wide to the side, broaden the collarbones. And as you exhale, reach your hands to the front of the mat, walk forward. Be patient as you stretch into those inner thighs and tone the pelvic floor. One more breath here. And as you exhale, walk your hands back up to your lap and slowly bring the legs together. Scoot the hips forward on your mat so you have room to roll down behind you. With the knees pointing up and the arms reaching alongside the knees, tuck the tailbone under, draw the belly button in, and slowly lower to the mat, vertebra by vertebra, until the last thing to meet the mat is the back of your head. Open your arms out to the sides with palms facing up, and tuck your heels a little closer in towards your hips. Inhale, reach your right leg up to the sky for Urdhva Eka Padasana, or upward foot pose. Exhale completely here, and for the next few breaths, we'll activate those core muscles. On an inhale, slowly lower the right leg and feel the length of your body running from foot up to crown of head. Exhale, draw the navel in and float that leg back up to the sky, the sole of the foot towards the ceiling. Inhale again to lower the right leg with care and control. Exhale, draw the navel in and float the leg back up. Inhale for the last time, slowly lower that leg forward. And exhale, use the abdominals to lift the leg back up. Gently release right foot down to join the left on the mat, and on an inhale, extend the left leg up to the sky. Feel the back of your knee open as the front of the knee closes. Exhale completely here to get ready for this core work. Inhale, lower the left leg with control, long from head to foot. Exhale, draw belly button up and in, and bring the leg back up to the sky. 2 more times. Inhale, reach long. And exhale, belly button in to float the leg back up. Last time, inhale, long reach, all the way down, heel 2 inches off the mat. Exhale, reach back up to the sky. On your next exhale, bring both knees to the chest. Take an easy hug and rock side to side. Open the arms out to the side once again. Palms will face up. Roll over your right hip into a gentle twist. Adjust your right ribs out from underneath you And allow your left shoulder to drop down into the mat. The gaze turns left, though the eyes may close. Allow this twist to begin the process of slowing down your nervous system, to deepen our sense of santosha, or contentment. One more breath here. And as you exhale, tone those abdominal muscles and float the legs up through the center. Switch sides. Gently take the knees left. Roll over the left hip and allow the left leg to connect down to the earth. As the left ribs draw out from underneath you, the right shoulder will soften to meet the mat. Gaze right and allow your eyes to close. The nervous system slows down and a feeling of calm sweeps over the body. One more breath here. And as you take your next exhale, draw your navel into your spine. Float the legs up, roll to the back body once again. Open your knees and reach your arms inside those knees to grab for the pinky edges of your feet. Yogic sleep variation. Draw your big toes close towards the chest. And stay here a moment more, or if you're ready to open out into happy baby pose, release the heels away from each other and the soles of the feet will face up to the ceiling. Hands can stay on the feet, pinky edges, or lower to ankles or shins. Take 2 breaths here. And as you take your next exhale, draw navel into spine. Bring the legs back together slowly. Set one foot and then the other down to the mat. And then extend one leg and then the other forward for Shavasana, corpse pose. Allow the legs to roll open wherever they comfortably land at the front of the mat. And extend your arms to low diagonals outside the hips. Palms will face up so the shoulder blades can soften down the back of the body. As you turn your attention to your breath, allow your breath to connect you to Santosha. Inhale to draw in happiness and satisfaction, and exhale to let out anything that is holding your personal contentment back. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Allow the breath to reach down to fingertips and toes and to gently reanimate the body. Wiggle fingers, toes, perhaps turn the head slowly side to side and wake up the back of the scalp. And at a time that feels right, inhale, reach the arms up overhead behind you. Breathe in length, breathe in joy. And as you exhale, bend your legs and curl to rest on one side. Here, take a moment to send your contentment, your peace, your happiness out into the room around you. Fill your space with Santosha. And as you exhale, set your top hand down, reach your top leg forward and walk around the bottom leg to a seated position. Cross your legs here or extend your legs forward on the mat. Rest your hands down. We'll finish with 3 cleansing breaths. Draw in a big inhale through your nose, and then open mouth to sigh. And 2 more times like that. Inhale through the nose. Open mouth to sigh. 1 more time. Inhale for Santosha. And sigh. Bring the palms together at the heart and finish with a bow to seal your practice. Namaste.